Ever wondered why Koreans are having fewer children? What's causing the dramatic decline in Korea's birth rate? Step into the heart of South Korea, a nation known for its cutting-edge technology and vibrant pop culture. Yet, beneath the surface of its bustling cities and fast-paced lifestyle, there's a quiet crisis unfolding, a rapidly declining birth rate. It's a trend that has been growing more pronounced with each passing decade. The statistics tell a stark tale. If we travel back in time to the 1960s, the average Korean woman was having more than 6 children. Fast forward to today, and that number has plummeted to just over 1. That's a decrease of more than 80% in just over 60 years. But why does this matter? Why is a declining birth rate a cause for concern? It's not just about the number of babies being born, it's about what these numbers mean for the future of the nation. Imagine a seesaw. On one side, you have the young, vibrant working population, and on the other, the elderly who need care and support. As the birth rate declines, there are fewer people entering the workforce. This upsets the balance, placing a heavier burden on the younger generation to support an aging population. Moreover, a shrinking workforce means fewer people contributing to the economy. This could potentially lead to slower economic growth, affecting everything from public services to the nation's standing on the global stage. The implications are profound and far-reaching. Yet it's not a problem unique to South Korea. Across the globe, many developed nations are grappling with similar issues. But the speed and scale at which it's happening in Korea make it a particularly compelling case to study. So why exactly are Koreans choosing not to have children? Let's delve into the reasons behind this trend. First and foremost, the economic challenges. Having and raising a child in Korea is not cheap. Living in Korea, particularly in bustling cities like Seoul, comes with a hefty price tag. The cost of living has been skyrocketing over the years, with housing prices continually on the rise. The average cost of an apartment in the heart of Seoul is comparable to some of the world's most expensive cities. This high cost of living puts a strain on young couples who are just starting their lives together. But the expenses don't stop at housing. The cost of education in Korea is another significant burden for parents. From the moment a child enters kindergarten, parents are expected to shell out large sums of money for their education. And this is not just about tuition fees. There are also extracurricular activities, tutoring, and all sorts of educational materials that add to the overall cost. As the child grows, the education costs continue to mount. High school tuition can be a significant burden, and then there's the elephant in the room, university education. University tuition fees in Korea are among the highest in the world, and that's before you factor in the cost of textbooks, accommodation, and other related expenses. The financial strain of raising a child from birth to adulthood is immense, and it's not just about the money. It's about the time, the energy, the sacrifice. It's about giving up personal dreams and aspirations to ensure the best for the child. And all this happens in a society that is fiercely competitive. In Korea, there's a culture of keeping up with the Joneses, where societal pressure to conform and succeed is immense. This pressure can be particularly intense for parents, who often feel the need to provide their children with every possible advantage to help them succeed in this competitive environment. In such a competitive society, the economic pressure is a major deterrent for couples thinking about starting a family. The struggle for work-life balance is another key factor. Picture this: the sun has already set, the city lights are twinkling, but inside countless office buildings, lights are still on, illuminating diligent workers hunched over their desks. This is a common sight in South Korea, a country notorious for its culture of overwork. South Korea is often recognized for its impressive economic growth and technological advancements. But behind these achievements is a workforce that logs in some of the longest hours in the world. It's not unusual for Korean employees to work well into the night, sometimes clocking up to 70 hours a week. This, combined with high job demands, creates a pressure cooker work environment that leaves little room for anything else. Now, imagine trying to balance this intense work culture with raising a family. It's a juggling act that many Koreans find overwhelmingly daunting. After spending long hours at work, there's hardly any time left for personal life, let alone for the responsibilities that come with parenthood. The difficulty of maintaining a work-life balance is further complicated by the lack of supportive policies in many Korean workplaces. Despite the government's efforts to promote family-friendly work environments, many companies still lag behind. Flexible working hours, parental leave, and childcare facilities are still far from being the norm. Adding to this, the societal expectation that one should prioritize work over family doesn't make things any easier. Furthermore, the fear of career disruption is a significant concern, especially for women. The gender wage gap in Korea is one of the highest among developed countries, and women often face a motherhood penalty in their careers. This means that many women are forced to choose between their career and having children, a decision that's far from easy. With such demanding work environments, it's no surprise that many Koreans are hesitant to add the responsibilities of parenthood to their already packed schedules. The struggle for a work-life balance is a real challenge, and it's a key factor in understanding why Korea's birth rate is plummeting. Finally, the changing social norms. The traditional family model is evolving. It's no secret that the younger generations are challenging the traditional norms of marriage and parenthood, not just in Korea, but globally. The norms that once defined society are shifting, and with them, the expectations surrounding family life. For many, the concept of family is no longer limited to the classic structure of a married couple with children. Instead, it's being redefined by personal choices, individual ambitions, and a broader acceptance of different lifestyles. In Korea, this shift is particularly noticeable. More and more, women are choosing to prioritize their careers over starting a family. This isn't a decision taken lightly, but it's one that's increasingly common. The motivations behind this choice are complex and varied, but at the heart of it is a desire for personal fulfillment and independence. Women are seeking to carve out their own paths, to establish themselves in their chosen fields, and to make their mark on the world. And while this doesn't necessarily exclude the possibility of having children, it does often mean pushing it further down the timeline, if not off the table entirely. Alongside this, there's a growing acceptance of singlehood. The pressure to marry and have children is easing off, replaced by an understanding that happiness and fulfillment can come from other sources. Whether it's career success, personal growth, or simply the freedom to live life on one's own terms, the value placed on these aspects of life is on the rise. This isn't to say that everyone is rejecting marriage and parenthood. Far from it. But it does highlight a shift in societal attitudes towards these traditional norms. And it's a shift that's having a significant impact on birth rates, as people choose to marry later, or not at all. And as the desire to have children becomes less of a societal expectation and more of a personal choice, the number of births inevitably decreases. As societal norms shift, so do attitudes towards having children, further contributing to Korea's declining birth rate. The plummeting birth rates in Korea have serious implications. The ripple effects of this demographic shift are far-reaching and could potentially reshape the country's socio-economic landscape. Imagine a Korea with a dwindling workforce. Fewer births today mean fewer workers tomorrow. This could lead to a significant labor shortage in the future, straining the country's productivity and economic growth. It's a bit like watching a slow-moving train, knowing it's going to hit, but not being able to stop it. Now, picture a society that's rapidly aging. As the birth rate declines, the proportion of older people in the population increases. This demographic imbalance results in a heavier burden on the younger generation to support the elderly, both in terms of healthcare and pensions. It's like a seesaw that's slowly tipping, with one side becoming heavier as the other becomes lighter. Economic stagnation is another potential consequence. With fewer consumers and producers, the economy could hit a plateau, or even worse, start to decline. It's as if the engine that drives the economy is gradually losing its fuel. But it's not all doom and gloom. The Korean government is acutely aware of these consequences and is taking measures to reverse the trend. They're incentivizing couples to have children by providing financial support, improving childcare facilities, and promoting work-life balance. It's like planting seeds today to reap a bountiful harvest tomorrow. Yet these efforts are not without their challenges. Changing deeply ingrained social norms and economic structures is no easy task. It's like trying to change the course of a mighty river. It takes time, patience, and a lot of effort. While a complex issue, understanding why Koreans are having fewer children is crucial for addressing this national challenge and shaping a sustainable future for Korea. This isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's about the lives of millions of people and the future of a nation. It's about creating a society where everyone, regardless of their age or family status, can thrive.